ground, but the mind's online. Circuits breathe where the forests shine. Till it streams through the rivers wide. Nature coded the future alive.
Misses the J after tricking the D with the nifty pass. Oh, and there's the alley-oop.
How about strike? Have the feathered airstrike. They have the clear. They have the shred with Doming Kite. They don't need to force anything.
The thing is, though, they kind of do, because when Nino's up in front of you like that, you have to do something, and it's a feathered airstrike that you have to pull out. It's sometimes even the Blazy Duet for Doming to try to shoo these guys away, but once you use those resources onto the frontliners, onto these guys who are constantly up in your face, Yazuke walks up, or rather, he flies in.
I gotta say, though, losing one inhibitor still feels kind of like not a too bad of a loss of what could have happened.
Absolutely.
But Rora Gaming, don't go out there. They need to stay put. This is exactly what Alter Ego wants at this point. So let's look at the stacks. 60 stacks on the Sky Piercer. Level 14, Arfi is just a pick artist at this point.
Feathered airstrike coming down, but look at Yazuke. Lead with the cables, trying to feint, trying to waste some of the resources, but Aurora did not bite.
Okay, so Alter Ego still playing it slow, but they're trying to bring the worst out of Aurora Gaming right now. They're kind of playing the outside rims of the base, hoping that somebody bites the bait. It's going to be 55 seconds till Lord. Does Alter Ego go for the stall in the lanes, or do they just keep on pushing in here?
I think they go for the stall. They can't afford to give Aurora Gaming Philippines enough resources for their comp to finally work, because, yes, you do have a Fanny. It's going to be very, very troublesome for Yue, for Domeng to actually get into the good positions in team fights, but still, you don't want them to get their item power spikes, because then it relies on you not making a single mistake on a Fanny in the late game, which is way easier said than done, brother.
And I got to say as well, Edward, earlier on, when he made that big play that he paid the price for, you still saw the damage from, you saw the capabilities. So, as you said, when those item spikes do come in, if Aurora Gaming is able to do something like that, when they can actually get kills into the back line, it could be detrimental to how they win this game if they can turn things around here. So Alter Ego, 3 seconds for Lord, looking for position. Look at the top side, Nino, looking for either a possible gank or a push onto this top tower while the rest of his team secures the Lord.
That was also the position he was holding in game number 2 on the Sora when the team was leading. That ultimately was a throw from Nino. But this time, Aurora do not show their faces up top. Maybe actually just Domeng. Nino gonna be chased down. The Lord already taken by Yazuke. And that's it for Domeng. He goes back to the BMI, and now another siege. Every time you see him with the cables, man, you just don't know. Red tree. But this time it is Demon Kite who's the one who secures the orange buff.
Arfi with the range right now. Taking a look at the items. Arfi is maxed out at this point. Yazuke looking for a 6. He does pick up the brute force breastplate for a little bit of defense there. A 2,000 gold lead over Demon Kite. And Yue, I think that's been the major problem right now for Rora Gaming. He's got 2 items in right now.
And it's not going to be looking good right now as they crash into the base. Nino looking for the angle now with the Bravest Fighter as well. That's going to be light knocked up. That's Yazuke! In the back of the cutthroat finding the Farsa. That's a shutdown though as Neomore gets to pick up Edward.
Doming Kite as well, trying to get some free shots with the Blazing Duet.
With a nature from RP. Now he goes for the gun down on Demon Kite. It's another shot into the midst of it all as Demon Kite's able to space away. A double for Demon Kite. Lord cleared up. Nino holding the fort. But Aurora somehow defend.
Not somehow. They do it well. They do it cleanly. Yes, Yazuke gets the kill, but they quickly take him off the map. Arfi hangs out a little bit too long. Gets chipped down low, is forced to leave the base. And then the beautiful Blazing Duet to push them away as well from Doming Kite. Aurora Gaming, I don't think there was a better way they could have defended that.
And now, it's the big question mark to Alter Ego. You have the stacks, you have the lead, you have 3 base turrets. Do you still want to brawl? Because this is finally a comfortable spot for Aurora to be like, yeah, we want to do what we've been doing all throughout this game, but this time it should benefit us. You shouldn't be brawling. We should. Glorious Pathway to Shadow Stampede. That's RP caught!
That's huge. In the backside, though, Yue goes down.
Egypt is still kiting away now, popping in the Lantern Flare as Alec is able to escape with the Helmet Immortality. Somehow Yazuke buys the Rose Gold and escapes, but Nino is all alone. Can he survive this? That's going to be so much damage from Doming Kite on him, and Nino will fall to light.
And Yazuke is nowhere to be found. He had to go back to base. Aurora Gaming, though, they don't push anymore. They're going to go back to their own base. They're going to defend. We got 2 members. We got the winning number on that last fight.
They want more. Olive, wait. Purify out from Doming. Now the body. Yasuke goes in with the nature. Perfectly timed. No panic from Doming. Ice cold.
There's no waiting in the land of Dawn. There's no pausing at this point. Aurora Gaming has checked the boxes. They found their timing, and they're the ones who want to brawl. They're the ones who are forcing the fight because they know, listen, we have no inhibitors. We have nothing to defend.
Exactly.
We have to try to force a fight and get this next Lord.
And this is the adaptation, the improvement that we've seen from Aurora Gaming Philippines. Well, we've criticized them in the past for being too systematic, being too safe. Now they pull the trigger when it matters.
It's only the last Lord that matters. One Lord to rule them all.
Now the cable's coming in now as Demon Kai is able to get on the horse. Shizuke will lose out of rapid refusion. Demon Kai and then Doming with the blazing duet in the back, a little bit of crowd as well. That's him down. Alec taken out. It's going to be RP next to Paul and Hijime.
And we're trying to do something here. He's able to get some final damage. Nino wants to get away. It's him and Yazuke against the world, but he can't survive.
Yue takes him out, and now it's just one. They got a big Lord in the mid lane crashing down. Wave in the bottom and top lane pushing towards Aurora. Yasuke, can he do it?
That's a hard bill to sign. Yazuke against 4.
Let's see it. Yasuke with the cables constantly down. The Glorious Pathway will slow him out as that's going to be Yasuke sucked up. And it's Doming who kills Yasuke. Aurora Gaming Philippines secure top 3.
Just when Alter Ego thought they had it, once again, the Philippines shut them down. Aurora Gaming shows so many faces of style there, from patience to aggression. They've got the full book right now, and this is what we wanted to see them. Can they match the chaos? Can they match the patience? Can they hold out to the late game or take it in the early game? And I feel like in that best of 5, we saw all of those things checked off. This is a team, in my eyes, that can go the distance.
The answer is yes. We got our answer, and Aurora Gaming Philippines. They beat TLPH in the play-ins of knockouts. Now they beat Alter Ego. Next up, it's the Selangor Red Giants, who are already waiting in the upper brackets after a clutch victory against Aurora Gaming Turkey and their brothers.
What a series overall. What a night overall. Aurora Gaming, a team that so many people felt like, could they make it this far? Could they get to top 8 at this point? They've secured top 3 at a minimum. And whether they win or lose tomorrow, whoever ends up facing them, there was a lot to say. Let's throw it over to the panel, though. How we doing, guys?
Predictions were right. Did you predict this?
Yeah. I'm trying to temper my celebration here just a little bit because now I hear my voice in the arena. But Aurora Gaming Philippines secures that upper bracket final slot.
Man, what a day this has been. I think this has been the most intense days in terms of technical microplays all across the board. But my God, if Edward does not get the MVP by the end of this, I'm a talk to some people. I'm gonna use my brownie points with the big man in the sky.
Whoa, really?
Mm-hmm.
Edward, I think, especially in the last 2 games, it's Domenkite coming of age. It's Domenkite proving that he's more than the gold laner that he was in Malaysia, then in M6, because his Harith and back-to-back with his Claude is what got them this dub.
Aurora holding on for as long as they did with all of the threats that Alter Ego had. Yes, it is a well-deserved, if ever it is going to be an MVP awarding for Domenkite, because there's so much pressure on that Claude, man. Yasuke was cabling left and right. But then we go back to the simple idea of you pick up the high loss when you see a Fanny. Just a quick little stun, and that buys you time. And then when Aurora finds that time, Alter Ego needs double time on their effort, which leaves them vulnerable to errors getting punished.
Well, I mean, sure, yes, but at the same time, who's the one finding the space and who denied the initial stacks at the beginning when we saw Arfi reach critical mass? It was Edward, because nobody else was able to do it. And the perfect chain CC with the rest of the team, I got to give it to even Yue, because those moments were all thanks to them. Those big playmaking moments that we've been waiting so long for only happened at the end when it was their time to feel comfortable.
Gentlemen, we can argue all night long, rather not, about who the MVP of this series is. But what we can say is Aurora may have unlocked a new style of play, because for the first time in a while, at least in the run in M7, they now showed us that, hey, we can funnel. We can go all in on Dom and Kite and win against the best here in the World Championships.
Alter Ego had that in the bank, but then it's Rora who cashed in that win. A huge win for Rora Gaming Philippines and the Philippines as a whole, because now there is an upper bracket final slot for them where they will face off against Selangor Red Giants. But I'm looking forward to hearing from Demon Kite and Aurora Gaming PH with an interview with Rose on the stage to celebrate their moment.
Congratulations once again to Aurora Gaming Philippines! What an amazing best of 5. It was so close in that last game. Tell us, Edward, how are you feeling right now?
Happy.
Happy. Yes, I could see that they're very happy. But Demon Kite, coming into this game, we know that Alter Ego was practically on a roll, right? In the Swiss stages, and you are the first team to actually make them lose a match in front of their home crowd. Do you feel any pressure at all coming into this matchup against Alter Ego?
Actually, wala eh. Kasi confident kami sa team na kaya namin sila. So, yun, we came prepared lang for the game. Tapos, yun, nakita naman sa game.
He said that actually they didn't feel any pressure going up against Alter Ego because they came fully prepared and very much confident to face Alter Ego, and he thinks they managed to show it in the game just now. Honestly, we saw it. We saw it in the game. Game number 1, it was a little, shaky, but afterwards, you guys came back full throttle. As an Indo, I was like, But still very proud of you boys. Now, Edward, once again, waiting for you on the other side of the upper brackets. Finals tomorrow is SRG. Now, when was the last time you faced SRG? You've never faced SRG, right?
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, we don't have knowledge that you've met up against SRG, so we want to know what you think about this team.
I think they're good in
Go.
tingin ko magaling sila sa lahat ng aspect ng laro. Kaya kanina nung laban nila sa Aurora Turkey, na-reverse sweep pa nila yung series.
He thinks that SRG is actually really good at every aspect of the game. And watching from the matchup against Aurora Turkey just now, they even managed to get a reverse sweep. So with that in mind, how confident are you up against SRG?
10.
Oh, 10 out of 10 in terms of confidence. Now, Demon Kite, I see in the audience, although it is the home ground heroes actually playing, I see that a few of the Auroras flew here to Jakarta to support you guys all the way from the Philippines. Is there anything you want to say?
Maraming salamat sa mga sumusuporta sa Aurora. Thank you din sa mga nagpunta dito sa venue. Sa mga nanonood din online, maraming salamat guys, and patuloy niyo lang kami supportan.
He said thank you very much to everybody who's been supporting Aurora in their journey, especially to the Auroras who flew to Jakarta just to give them support. He also wishes that everybody back at home will continue supporting Aurora Gaming Philippines. And with that, once again, congratulations, boys, as we're going to throw it over back to our casters to break down that match. You guys know what to do.